So today we're going to talk about a topic that affects so many of us and why we often feel stuck in life and why a lot of people only tap into a fraction of their true potential. And trust me, it's a journey that we all share. And you might be surprised by some of the misconceptions that hold us back from real change. First, let me share a couple of real world examples. So take Aiden, an insurance entrepreneur who came to me after months of struggling with anxiety around selling. So he felt uncomfortable challenging prospects on their own limiting beliefs. He felt uncomfortable having uncomfortable conversations and having the discipline to keep on working and to keep on dialing, which was keeping him from success, as we all know in the world of sales. Then there's Mary, who wanted to break the cycle of turning to food when she felt stressed. I've dealt with it too. And despite both of them trying countless methods, coaching, YouTube videos, books, they still found themselves trapped. So what's the issue? What's the common thread here? You see, the biggest mistake people make is they overcomplicate their problems. They think that if a solution doesn't require hours of effort or hours of intense training, then it can't possibly be legit. Like if it feels too easy, if it's not hard, it must be fake, right? But here's the truth. Real transformation doesn't always come from complex strategies. It doesn't always come from more coaching or more knowledge. At least it didn't for those people. What actually helped them was neuro reprogramming, because it starts in our mind. And you hear everyone say it, you've probably said it as well, but only a select few of truly successful people actually accept it and actually internalize it. And I'll explain how it works in just 1 second. But if you find yourself struggling with bad habits, the key isn't about developing new routines. It's about shifting your thought patterns. For example, when someone goes to a health and fitness coach wanting to lose weight, the focus is often on the meal plans. It's often on the calorie counts. But what if they went to the coach and said, I need help thinking more about my future self rather than just my immediate feelings? Wouldn't that solve 99% of everyone's problems? Like procrastination, like confidence, like destructive habits. Our present selves often suffer because of our past choices. Pulling all-nighters, overspending, drinking too much, caving in on those destructive thought patterns. The scary thing is that these habits can all be traced back to one simple thing, and it's our thoughts. Everything we experience starts in our mind, because we're born a clean slate, and whether you like it or not, and it's tough to hear, but all the bad habits, all the limiting beliefs, all the issues in your confidence or anything is learned and applied over a long period of time, where it becomes a pattern, where it becomes your life. And even if we try hard to fight this evil pattern, it's hard. It's really hard. This is where neuro reprogramming comes in. Instead of going through years of talk therapy, 200 more YouTube videos, or 80 more hours of training and coaching, we can solve problems quickly and simply by rewiring your thinking. Now, I want you to think of your brain as a powerful artifact, because it is. It learns from a lifetime of events. And when we visualize a positive future and rehearse it in our minds subconsciously, we begin to rewire our thoughts. Yes, it's uncomfortable at first because our brains are wired for comfort and familiarity, as we know. But that's the battle that we need to face. And here's the kicker. Having evidence of success like having a track record of success, having a track record of already doing it, or never having picked up the bad habit in the first place, obviously makes things a lot easier. But you don't need to wait years for evidence. You don't need to wait years to transform your life. You don't need another course. You don't need another stack of books. You already have everything to change your life right now. So stop the cycle. Because I spent far too long caught in the cycle of, I need something else. I need more information. And trust me, that's a piece of crap. It's a trap. You have the power to weaponize the most important asset that you have. Your thought patterns. So my goal for you is to achieve a massive return on yourself. Because you have what it takes to create the life that you want already. So how do you get that change? Let's talk about how Neuro Reprogramming works. Let's talk about lasting change. Let's talk about a neuro-hypnotic state. And I know many people roll their eyes at this idea, thinking it's some sort of mind control, or that they're going to act strangely, or that I'll wave a watch in front of your face until you go to sleep. But the reality is that hypnosis or neuro reprogramming helps you access your subconscious mind, which is hard to do, intentionally, of course. But this is where the true change happens. As Napoleon Hill famously said, our minds shape our realities. And the part is, even if we're not aware of it. Just like how someone can become desensitized to crime. At first, they see it, they want to get away from it, they hate it. Then, they get used to it. It becomes a part of them. Then, they start doing it. The same thing can happen to us with our thoughts. We can become conditioned by our mind, both negatively and positively. Our subconscious translates thought patterns into our physical reality. So if you constantly tell yourself negative things, even if you're not consciously aware of it, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You don't always have to be aware for it to occur. Because even if you're not aware of it, you'll start to believe them. Like, money doesn't grow on trees, or don't speak your mind, or don't talk to strangers. All things that are holding us back from our true potential. The truth is, our thoughts can either elevate us to great heights or drag us into despair. And many people who struggle with finding success do so because they reinforce negative thought patterns without their consent. Remember, your thought patterns are like a garden. It will yield beautiful roses or poisonous plants depending on what you choose to cultivate. So let's be intentional about our thought patterns. If they're rooted in fear, doubt, or disbelief, the law of autosuggestion will bring those thoughts into our reality. At this point, we can all agree on one thing, thanks to people, very smart people, like Dr. Huberman, Napoleon Hill, and Joe Dispenza, and many more. We all agree that we have an unconscious mind, something below the surface, a supercomputer that we often neglect. Think of your mind like an iceberg. Only 10% is visible to the surface. Only 10% is conscious, while 90%, the important part, this foundation, lies beneath. So if we want change, we absolutely can have it. It's not hardwired into us. It's just deeply reinforced. So let's begin the journey of transformation right now. You don't need anything else. You don't need another stack of books. You don't need more videos. You don't need more coaching. Everything's led up to now, ready for your change. Don't let old habits take control. Don't push this off. It's time to rewrite your story. And if you want to learn more of the technical side of neuro reprogramming, click the link in the description below, and it's going to take you to a deep dive of how this changes you on a scientific and proven perspective.